Hi everybody, welcome to this free video guide for the round shown of this Legacy 9-hole Cup division, also displayed on screen. These are tournament wins. Before of course we bring you the details, so please hit thumbs up and subscribe to the channel as well. These are replays of old content when this 9-hole Cup was first in the game, so listen carefully to the commentary, take some notes as well. There may be some tweaks needed, but like I said, these are the tournament wins, so hopefully you will be able to build some shots from those. Timestamps in the description down below. Good luck. Here we go. Hole number 1 is a very nice wind angle, so we are going to go aggressive on this one. Almost straight tailwind, so we're going to go with a berserker, stretch out to absolute max with the berserker, and you'll see the bullseye is just between the rough line and the bunker. Then I'm going to add spin, 5.8 top spin. 2 bars side spin to the left. So that reference, of course, stretching out was with APOC 5 plus. Adjustment is max plus 10 power 5 settings, and the push-up is going to vary depending what wind you have. 11.1, so just higher than midway. I'm going to push up here 3 yards, which takes me to plus 5. Lower wind, you will need more push-up. Higher wind, I would leave it where it is for anything above 11.5 miles per hour. If you get low wind with a berserker 9.4, 9.5, I would actually switch to a wind 0 ball if you can. Going with max overpower, slightly slower needle if you have more wind, and of course a bit of curl to the left. And we get to a drive of 443. On the odd occasion, you may not roll out as much as that, so you may need to improvise this second shot. But I've had good success with this one so far, and this is a wind angle we've had before on this hole. Second shot, we're going to do a rough check in line with the pin, and you can see here plus 8 with the bullseye directly over the rough line with the thorn is going to equal 18% on the sliders. That's RC plus 10% on the notepad, rough check plus 10. Then we add spin, plenty of back spin, a little bit of side spin to the left, and then we want the red ring touching the beginning of the fringe with the ball guide through the hole. Don't worry about that because you're going to adjust to a slightly higher point, which is going to put your landing position nearer the fringe where you get a shorter rollout on the ball. So this has been factored in to the shot. So plus 8 rough check, 18% on the slider, 10% elevation, pull it over the bullseye on this one. And obviously it's 2% per yard difference. If you have a rough check of, for example, plus 6, you are nearer, so you will play 14% slider. Perfect ball there, and it drops very nicely for an eagle on hole 1. Here is a hole in 1. On hole number 2, we have predominantly crosswind here. We're going to play with the quarterback. Keep the wind below 8 miles per hour if you can. Blue ring touching the bricks there, top of the blue ring touching the bricks, with the ball guide over the hole before you add spin. Make sure you do that before you add spin. Then we are going to add our spin. It is a 3.4 back spin, and it's 0.8 bar side spin to the left, so just a couple of clicks less than 1 bar to the left, and 3.4 or 3.5 back spin. You may need to tweak if you have slightly more headwind or tailwind. Of course, there is a natural variance in the wind angle in tournament play, but the adjustment is mid plus 30 power 3 settings, so medium distance, 30% elevation, and we want the ball to miss the pin on the way up. Perfect ball away, you'll see it will bounce firstly on the main piece of fairway, second time on the green, and we want to miss the pin first, and then the slope is going to take us back round there, curling down nicely back towards the pin and in for a lovely hole in 1. Hole number 3, cross tailwind. There is, of course, an aggressive shot available with a wind 0 ball and high clubs, but in the interest of keeping it a little bit more general, then I'm going to show you the layup. We're going to go with the quarterback and a berserker. Blue ring touching the rough at max. Then I'm adding spin, and it's going to be between 3 and 3.2 backspin. If you have higher wind, I go with 3.2. Lower wind, go with 3. And 1 bar side spin to the left on this one. Max plus 15 is the adjustment here. Max plus 15, power 5. And I'm going 2 pulls over the bullseye, and then we are going to hit perfect. You can, of course, use a luminary or something if you want to here, but this hole is very tough, and the albatross is difficult to get, really, especially from this approach. So a berserker is absolutely fine. In my opinion, no need to go really higher than that unless you want to aggressively try and dial in the albatross. Drive distance is going to be between 310 and 315. Second shot, we're going to play with Cataclysm or the Big Dog, whichever you have in a better level. Adding a little bit of top spin and some side spin to the left, and the reason I do that is so that I can aim furthest away from that bunker as possible without wanting to bring it into play. Setting up at max distance, it's going to be between 1 and 2 top spin, depending how you are with your drive. We could take a little bit of top spin off here. We come in a little bit too hot, but I'm talking only 1 or 2 clicks, if that. Aim as shown, leave yourself some room by that bunker. We don't want to be getting in the sand with a great left. The adjustment is quite hefty because it's massively downhill and we're using a wind 1 ball. So max plus 35 is the adjustment. In higher winds, you may adjust off that pontoon, in which case I would push up probably half a ring to compensate, maybe nearer to 1 ring. Just take a token or 2 if you want to remove that uncertainty, because adjusting down into the water will lose you some distance on your shot. Perfect ball away, a little bit on the hot side, but I'm not going to worry about putting there for an eagle on hole number 3. Hole number 4, we're going to play a controlled drive with the rock, set up at max with a power 3 ball, 4.1 top spin, that is max with the rock level 8. It is not max with the rock level 9 though, so be careful about that. White ring touching the rough on the right at the P3 max line, and then we adjust max plus 20. Maximum distance, 20% elevation. If you're using the rock level 8, you now need to push up 1 yard, and that's because I want to kind of replicate the rock level 9. So either club is fine, but if you're using rock 8, because your max line is 1 yard shorter, you need to push up after you've adjusted by 1 yard to compensate. No curl, just a perfect ball away. First bounce on the fairway. Second bounce in the rough, which is what we want to do, and then the top spin will take us out in a controlled manner into the middle of this fairway patch. Drive distance is going to be around 332 to 338 yards. Second shot, we're going to play landing position plus yards with the Goliath. Otherwise, you will be in between clubs if you have the Grizzly. So make sure you've got the Goliath in the bag. 3 left spin. Half a bar of backspin is what I settle on in the end. So half a bar of backspin, 3 left spin. Then we want to find our position with the yellow ring touching the rough line, ball guide to the hole. And we're looking at the plus yardage here once spin is added and we're in position. Plus 4 is going to be 88% on the slider. 2% per yard as usual with the long iron. 0 elevation. Don't worry about adjusting down into the bunker because the ball guide is actually going just through the pin there. It looks like it's to the back of the cup. We're going to have enough roll, especially when we've got tailwind. We're not going to lose too much pace adjusting into the bunker, so don't worry about that one. More information on landing position plus yardages and slider on the Academy tutorial homepage, so please check those out if these are terms you are not yet familiar with. They can help you improve your game massively. Falls very nicely there for an eagle. Hole number 5 is a very difficult par 3. I'm close here. It does need a tweak or 2 though, but I'm quite happy with the birdie, to be honest. We're going to go with the blue ring touching the bunker and the rough line at plus 8 with the sniper 10. That will be at plus 10 if you've got sniper 9. Then we're adding spin, 4 top spin. And here I'm going to go with 2.3 bars side spin to the right. The idea here is we want to catch the slope, and then the slope on the green will take the ball nicely near the pin. Like I said, we're close here, needs a tweak or 2. So take a token or 2 if you want to investigate that. 1-on-1 is the adjustment, so 7.2 in wind, 7.2 rings. Try and keep the wind below 8 if you can. Once we've done that, you have to pull back 3 rings along the line of the shot. I prefer to push so that I'm looking at the tee because it's more accurate, but that is crucial. If you don't do that, you're going to miss the rough. So that is one of the most important parts of the shot. As you can see there, even with that 3-ring pull back, we're perilously close to the edge of the rough. So don't put any unintentional overpower. We get a zoom in on the right-hand side, maybe a tweak or 2 if you want to, but you've got a safe birdie there either way on hole 5. Please do join us over on Facebook. We have an ever-growing community of players there, over 16,000 members. Head over to Facebook, search for BK Golf Clash and submit your member request there. Free to join. There are free guides posted, lots of shot sharing and discussion points. You can chat and interact with me as well, and loads more over on Facebook. So head over there and search for BK Golf Clash. Hole number 6, we're going to add spin first. Go with 5.8 top spin and 2.5 side spin to the right, playing with the APOC 5+ and a Kingmaker. Stretch out to absolute max. Have the ball guide just by the rough line on the left up ahead where that fairway becomes narrow. Then we adjust max plus 20, power 3. Now the next bit after I've adjusted, I do a ball swap here because I want a slower needle. You don't have to do that, but if you've got a 4-3-3 or a 5-3-3 ball, power 4, power 5 of course, switch after you've adjusted because it's going to give you a slower needle. 3/4 of a ball of curl to the right and hit perfect. Can be done with a Kingmaker, but you can have a shakier needle if so. If you've got a bit more topspin available, like APOC 6+, I would put a couple of clicks more topspin on this to get you closer to 400 yards, maybe go 6.1 topspin. But here is fine, just capping myself on the topspin so that I want to demonstrate really that you can do this with an APOC 5. 394 to 402 is going to be fine. Second shot, try and replicate the position here. You're going to need between 2.5 and 3 bars of left spin and around 1 bar of back spin. But we want to set up with that funnel there, inner green ring touching the sand line, and find the funnel. You may need to respin a little bit to get the ball guide to the pin where it doesn't move around if you're rocking your target to the left and the right. We're going to play landing position plus yards. Plus 10 in the video here on the screen. My suggestion based on the miss shown is 65% slider, 0 elevation. Not the best pull angle in the world there, which is why I think this one just misses to the right. But obviously a token or two will help dial that in. That is plus 10 with a sniper level 10, would be plus 12 with sniper 9. As you can see, just missing on the right edge. But the numbers on the screen there should get that one to drop. But take a token or two first if you are unsure. Hole number 7, I'm going to go with a Titan rather than a Kingmaker. Let's save a Kingmaker, shall we? Max top spin with the extra mile level 9. If you've got APOC 7 and above, obviously play with that instead because it's more accurate. 2 bars right spin, stretch out to the power 3 max extension. Have the ball guide pointing right down the middle of the fairway. Then we're going to go max plus 10, and for a 9.8 mile per hour wind, I'm going to push this one up a ring and a half with the extra mile 9. Different ring sizes for APOC though, so make sure you do a conversion if you're using that club. I would try and keep the wind below 10 miles per hour here. A bit of curl is shown, and then it's full over power, slow needle. You can see there any more wind on that and I might be going into the water, so be careful on the push up. Take a token or two if you want to get a feel for different wind strengths, but 9.8 is probably the limit of where I'd want it to be really with a Titan. Second shot with a Thorn, going to do a WRPC, that well-known Golf Clash abbreviation. It stands for White Ring Pin Check. So move your white ring to the pin as I did in the video. Look at the plus yards displayed. Then we're adding spin, a little bit of back spin, 2 bars side spin to the right because I don't want to be aiming any closer to the bunker than I need to. Ball guide to the hole, and then for a plus 1 white ring pin check, I'm going 54% slider, 15% elevation. Information is on the notepad there on the screen as well. Pulling over the bullseye for accuracy and also because that's how the adjustment is worked. So make sure you do the same. Otherwise, you might just burn the edge if you don't pull over the bullseye. Perfect ball away, bounces very, very nicely there, and we're dropping it for the eagle. So even though it's extra mile 9, slower needle, good chance of hitting perfect, but if you've got a more accurate driver with the top spin, then obviously you should use that instead. Right then, onto this very, very frustrating and difficult par 3. We're going to go here with the rock for the backspin. It's max backspin with the rock level 8. It's just over 5 bars. And we're also going with 3 left spin as well. Yellow ring touching the bunker, and you can see there the ball guide is above the pin as shown. So make sure you pause the video, get a reference there. So you've got a couple of things to have a look at. Try and keep this wind below 8 miles per hour. I've not tested it in anything above 7.8. The adjustment is mid plus 15, power 5 settings. This hole is so awkward though. So if you don't drop this one, don't be disheartened. This will get you close. It's tweakable, but wind angle and wind strength have such a huge part on this hole. It is very, very difficult indeed. Coming in a little bit short, but we're tapping in for a birdie there. If you miss this one, you can roll quite a way away from the pin. So something to start with anyway, or a safe birdie if you don't want to dial it in any further on this tough par 3. If you are enjoying the free content here on the channel and want to help out and keep everything free, then please consider making a small donation. All donations are gratefully received and help me out here on the channel, as all of the content here is produced for free in my own spare time. You can do that in one of 3 ways. You can hit the thanks button here on YouTube, you can make a PayPal donation via the link in the description down below, or you can also join us over on Patreon. Details at the end of the video. Very awkward wind angle to finish on hole number 9. We're going to set up with the rock, clear ring touching the rough at +2 with the rock level 8. That's the top of +2. That will be the top of +1 with the rock level 9. Then we're going to switch to the APOC and Cataclysm bag. Then we add spin, 1.8 top spin, 2 bars right spin. Once we've done that, we're then going to make our adjustment. It's max distance, 25% elevation. APOC 4 is going to be into overpower here, so just have that said. Make sure you apply enough to compensate. Take a token or 2 if you're watching with an APOC 4. Higher wind might get into OP with APOC 5 and above, but I doubt it. With 7.8, I'm still at +10, +11. Perfect ball away, no curl after we've done our max +25 adjustment, power 3 numbers, 3 bounces, and then it rolls nicely towards the end of the fairway there. We don't want to be pushing it any further than that. 318 yards. Second shot to go with the Cataclysm, or the big dog, whichever gives you the best stats. 1.5 backspin, 1 bar side spin to the left. We find our position. Look at the third bounce if you have one. It is going to be just at the beginning of the fringe, and it is how many? 1, 2, 3, 4 green square columns right of the pin. That is to compensate for the wind push that we will get. Regardless of the plus yards, I'm always adjusting this one max +15. This is just a safe eagle shot. Outside chance of an albatross. Takes us into a bit of overpower. 1 ring, so I'm going to add as much as I adjust into onto my shot. So 1 ring of OP, try and hit perfect. Great left, great right, a minor 1 will be fine. You're not going to be in the rough, but perfect ball has the best chance at getting a nice lucky albatross. We are close here. We are close, and I will take a burnt edge on this tough wind angle all day and every day. You might get lucky for the alba, but if not, you've got your eagle in the bag on hole 9. Thanks very much for watching this video here on the channel. If it has helped you in any way, please consider sharing it amongst your friends and clanmates in the game. Join us also on Facebook. Head over there, search for BK Golf Clash and join our free group. Loads of members there sharing shots. Free guides are posted, as well as loads of other great Golf Clash resources. So check us out there. You can join in the discussion and also leave feedback on the game in general. Finally, if you wish to help support the channel and keep the content free for everybody, please consider becoming a Patreon member. The link is in the video description down below. Good luck, see you soon, bye for now.